Hello and welcome to College Algebra. In this video, we're going to go through the syllabus. There's lots of important information here. I'm going to go through it kind of fast and you're probably going to forget some of it. So you can always go to Canvas. And if you look right here on the left-hand side, if I can highlight, there we go. You've got the syllabus inside of Canvas. So I highly encourage you to go back and read through all of this on your own because we're just going to hit the highlights. Okay, so we are in Mac 1105 College Algebra. My name is Meredith Ratliff. I'm going to be your instructor for this semester. A little bit about me. I have been at Valencia for 8 years. I think I'm in my 9th year now, since 2012. So I think I'm coming up on 9 years. I've taught a lot of college algebra. I've taught other courses too, but I've taught a lot of college algebra. So I kind of know this book pretty well. I've taught it face-to-face and hybrid and online. So this is our second go-round on online. And hopefully I have it set up so that you guys can navigate everything easily and you know what to do. A little bit about me. I have a couple of degrees in math from University of Florida. I have a master's in math and a master's in instructional design from UCF, and I'm working on my PhD in instructional design. So I am a student too. When you guys are stressing about midterms and finals, I will also be stressing about midterms and finals. So I get it. All right. So hopefully we'll get through the semester together, and hopefully I have set everything up for you to be successful. Ways to contact me, the best way is in Canvas. When you message me, it gives me a notification on my phone and I can respond to it usually right away. If you don't hear back from me in 24 hours, it probably got lost, and send me another message. You can also text me on my phone. That's my cell phone there, text only. If you are working on your homework or whatever and you get stuck and you want to send me a picture of what you're working on or of your work, I can help you real quick that way, and that way you don't stay stuck for very long. And I think that's a little bit easier than trying to do it through messages in Canvas. You can just send me a picture real quick. So both of those I usually respond to right away if I'm available. If not, usually within an hour or so. Office hours, my general office hours, Sunday at 8 p.m., which kind of seems like a weird time, but your homework is due at midnight on Sunday, and I find that that's usually a good time for people to come in and ask me questions on things that they're stuck about. So kind of last minute homework help there on Sunday. That is just for you guys to ask questions. I don't have any material to cover or anything like that. If you need help on some sections or anything like that, it's usually pretty quiet on Sunday nights. I don't have a ton of people. People usually just pop in with a quick question and pop out again, and that's fine. Our live sessions, our regular live sessions each week, will be Thursday, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. So I've got one morning and one night. Hopefully that can accommodate everybody's schedule. I know everybody's busy. And that will be where we go over the week's material and we do some practice problems, and I give you a chance to try and ask questions and things like that. So I highly recommend that you try to attend one of those sessions. The Sunday night one, again, is just for you guys to ask questions or anything like that. Okay, so moving on, you guys can read most of this on your own. You do need my math lab. You can order it through the bookstore, or you can order it online when you connect my math lab to Canvas, and I will show you that in another video if you look in the getting started section. Inside of my math lab, you have an e-text, so you do not need to purchase a textbook. Okay, you can if you want to, but you don't need to. My math lab has the e-text inside of it. My math lab is also how we do the homework, so you do need to order that. I recommend that you do it early and you get it out of the way. When it comes, the code is gonna be on a postcard, so don't throw that away thinking that you didn't get it. It's just like a 12-digit code on a postcard. All right, so make sure that you order that early. You can order it from the bookstore, or you can order it online directly from Pearson. And again, we'll have another video on how to do that and get connected. Okay, grading, this is always a big one. You've got homework, weekly checks and projects, discussions, participation, and your tests. So I'm just going to kind of go over a quick overview of this. We'll go over it again in about a week once you guys have been able to get into the class and see what everything is. The homework is in my math lab. It's really important that you keep up with the homework because it's really where you're going to learn and practice and get this stuff ran for. So I have not seen anybody not do the homework and still do well in the class unless they've already taken calculus and they're getting this for an easy A. So it's really vital that you keep up with the homework. We'll talk about weekly checks and progress in a minute and these others, and then you've got 3 tests and a final. There is no makeup for tests. You've got a 5-day window to take them. Do not wait until the last second and then tell me that you couldn't take it or honor lock wouldn't work or something like that. Do not wait until the last second. Take it like at the latest on day 4 and use day 5 as an emergency if something happens. If for some reason you do miss a test, okay, or you just didn't get some material and you bombed a test, your final can replace one low or missing test score. Okay, so if for any reason you miss a test or you just don't do very well on a test, your final exam can replace one low or missing test score. If you do better on the final than your lowest score. So what that means is if you have one test that you don't do so hot on, just make sure that you learn it so that you can do well on the final, and then you'll get to replace it. So really, there's nothing in this class, there's no one score that's going to be like make or break your entire semester, right? It's all about doing the work, putting in the time, and making sure that you learn the material as a whole. Okay, so homework, like I said, that's going to be in my math lab. You have unlimited chances. You lose 10% a day after the due date on the ones that you didn't do. So if you do most of your homework, but you're stuck on a couple, you can go back and just do that. You'll just lose 10% on those couple that you didn't do. Okay, so make sure that you're trying to stay up on it. Make sure that you're asking questions. I will help you with any of the homework problems. If you get it wrong 3 times, it gives you a new one, but we can still work through it together, and then you should be able to do it with different numbers. All right. Frequently, I will reopen the homework for you guys to go back and get ones that you didn't miss, or maybe get ones that you missed, or maybe didn't understand the first time around. And when I do that, this is going to be new this semester. Those with an A or B average, when I reopen the homework, okay, A or B average, B shouldn't be too difficult because you get unlimited chances. If you have an A or B average, I will give you 5 bonus points for keeping up with the homework. Okay, so I do reopen the homework frequently, but I don't want that to be an excuse for you guys to be like, oh, I don't need to do it, I'll just do it later, because you've got to stay on top of the homework. So if you have an A or B average, meaning you're doing most of the homework, you'll get 5 bonus points when I reopen the homework, which is usually around the test days to let you guys review and practice. All right. If you have any questions on that, we can talk about that more later. I also highly recommend that you keep your homework either with your notes or in a separate notebook. 1, it'll help you review. 2, it helps you remember when you write things down instead of doing it all in your head. And 3, you'll be able to ask me questions and not be like, oh yeah, I got stuck on one, because I'm not going to know what you got stuck on. Okay, so take notes. Don't just do it on scraps of paper. Keep it neat and organized, and that will help you in the long run. The weekly check are short assignments due on Friday, and that's for you to just practice some easy ones from the section, because some of the homework problems can be a little bit more difficult. If you get one wrong, it's going to tell you why you got it wrong and what to fix. So it's giving you feedback like I would give you feedback if we were in a class face-to-face. So there's just a few problems for each one. It's to kind of get you, for you to see if you're ready to tackle the homework, and you have unlimited chances on those as well. Projects are real-world applications or semi-real-world applications. So when you say, when am I ever going to use this? It's just using the things that we do in class to kind of see how they work in real life. They're more than a homework problem, but they're not really a full-blown project. So don't wait until the last minute to do them, because you might have questions on them, and I'm happy to help. I won't do them for you, but I will help you with the projects. Don't wait until the last second. You'll have 2 weeks to do each one, and you can ask me questions on them. You've got 3 attempts on each one, so it's not unlimited on the projects. Participation I'm adding this semester because I had some students that I never saw, never talked to, and then they just kind of disappeared from my class. And I don't want that to happen. I want you guys to feel connected. I want you to feel like you can ask me questions, you can ask your classmates questions. So we're adding participation. I want you to try to make sure that you're connecting to the class at least once every week. So the ways that you can do this are to attend a live Zoom session. Okay, that would be my preferred way, because then you can ask me questions directly. And you can type questions into the chat and things like that. So that would be the best way, but I know not everybody can attend every week, and they'll be recorded, so you can watch the recordings. So if you can't attend one live, then you can participate in the discussions. So you can respond to 2 classmates in the weekly discussion. Okay, just the weekly discussion is kind of talking about studying and where you're at in the class and do you need help and things like that. So you can respond to 2 classmates in that. Or you can respond in the Students Helping Students section, which is that's pinned in the discussions, and that's for you guys to pretty much ask each other anything that you want. Okay, you can ask about other classes, not just math class, like what should I take for this, things like that. Anything that you guys want to talk to each other about. So that's how you can participate each week, is the live Zoom session or a couple of discussion posts. So just make sure you're staying connected to me and to your classmates. Tests we talked about before. I will give you a formula sheet for each test, so you don't need to do a lot of memorization. You just need to know what to use and when to use it. We will be using Honor Lock, so you will need a web camera. If you have one in your device already, that's fine. If you don't, you'll need to get one. Lecture videos are in the modules. You'll see them when you look at the course. You can either watch my lecture videos that are in the modules, or you can read the sections of the e-text, okay, that's in my math lab, or you can watch the author and action videos that are also in my math lab. Okay, so that's 3 different ways that you can cover the material. You need to cover the material on your own, and then when you come into Zoom, we're going to work through problems, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about it and stuff like that. You don't need to be ready to, you're not going to get like a quiz in Zoom, but you need to have seen the material one time so you kind of have an idea of what we're doing, you know the vocabulary, and then we'll work through problems together, and hopefully it makes sense. Expect that to take about 1 to 2 hours each week. That's what would normally be the lecture in a face-to-face class. All right, Zoom sessions we talked about. The rest of this is good information, so please read through it. You've got a link to online tutoring here. If you have disabilities or you're working on documenting disabilities, please get that to me as soon as possible when the semester starts. For calculators, it says that a graphing calculator is required. It's not really required. I strongly recommend it, but you at least need a scientific calculator. Okay, so graphing calculator or a scientific calculator. Okay, one that has the extra buttons, more than just plus and minus. Academic honesty is a big one. Please just do your work. I'm giving you every opportunity to do your own work and to succeed and to be successful all on your own. So please don't cheat. Don't help others cheat. Follow the rules, and we will have a pleasant semester. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about this in the first Zoom session. If you guys have any questions on the syllabus, please let me know. And please make sure in a couple weeks that you go back and look at this and you remember what the grading policies are and ask me any questions then as well.